Hey, it's Jen, Bitch in a Hurry, Not So Mystical Tarot. This is going to be a reading for Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising for the full moon in Cancer on and around December 22nd of 2018. This is the home sign of the moon, and the moon is like the mother energy of all things. So it's kind of like the end of, I'm going to switch decks because this one is done. It's kind of the end of a solar season, you know, a solar cycle. It's been a tough year, and a lot of people will tell you it wasn't catastrophically bad. It was just hard, like a lot of hard work, hard lessons. Like it seemed like you never got a break. It didn't let up. And, you know, we all have a hard time with this kind of thing, but, you know, it's sort of like you have the gateway, too, now between Sagittarius season, which is like, oh, elves and, you know, la, 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 and dreams, and what about this and what about that, to Capricorn season, which is like, how are you going to get this stuff done? Kind of calling you out, like, all right, well, you've postulated and chitty-chatted and talked about all your grand dreams and schemes and things you want to do. Well, are you going to do them or not? Like, this is calling you out. Like, okay, so what are you going to do about it? You have all these ideas. You have all this stuff you want to do. Do it. Kind of like a, you know, I dare you. Go ahead. The awesome thing is this is also a time where you can make extreme progress. I mean, and you're headed into the new year, 2019. Who can believe that, right? But it's really exciting. It's a nice time of year where we kind of get to start over. I mean, you never get to start over. Let's be clear, because your life is your life. It's the progression that you're in. But it's sort of, it feels like a start over. Like when you would leave school, you know, on the last day before summer, and, you know, or when you started school on the first day back, you know, you had all your new stuff, your new books and binders and pencils and whatever you had. And I don't have any more cards right now, so we're just going to get started. It looks like you're going to have some opportunities coming your way. Ideas. This is an intellectual idea. This is an opportunity that's coming to you that is yours. It's your own thoughts, your own idea. It's like almost like that light bulb moment where you're like, whoa, why didn't I'm going to do this. I want to do this. And you may start to think to yourself, well, I don't know. I mean, maybe I can't do that. I'm not sure. But you've got this Page of Pentacles right here, an intellectual, smart. You get the wisdom of the owl, you know, and you get the practicality of the pentacles, the earth signs. You are an earth sign. This is you're smart. You know what you can and can't do. You know what's smart to do and what's not smart to do. One thing I would say is, with this Four of Pentacles, I would not financially invest yourself in anything at this point. I don't think it's really the time for that. And I also would say that you keep this to yourself. If you have an idea for an invention, or some sort of business process, or stock you're going to buy, whatever it is, keep it to yourself. This is not something that you need to tell other people. Not just that they'll think you're nuts or whatever, but just that they may try to take it away from you. I have that feeling. I don't know why, but just keep it. It's yours. It belongs to you. Keep it there. Now, you may have some feelings about this either way. And here you have the Seven of Cups, which is an emotional thing you have going on. It's like, it's a little bit of radio static. You know how old time radios, you know, you turn the dial and tune stuff in. This is the same thing. You may get part of one station and part of another, and it's all jumbled up, and then you hear the staticky noise in the background. You're like, what am I doing? You know, she's looking up here, he's looking at a map. They're like, what are we doing? There's cups all over the place. There's all different stuff happening. It's going to be up to you to use that practical, smart sense that you have and sort out what's happening. Because you may be getting some different emotional messages about, like, maybe that you want to pursue this, but maybe you don't know if you can, and, you know, that kind of stuff. But just remember, you're an earth sign, you're practical, you're smart. Like I said, you're going to be keeping this stuff to yourself, and you're going to weigh the weird thoughts in your head with this practical decision making that you have. Now, the other thing we have here is Ten of Cups. This tells me that whatever this is something that you really will be excited about when it starts to happen, that you really will be able to bring this to fruition, and you're going to be happy. It's going to make you fulfilled, and it's something that you've wanted to do for a long time, so you should not forsake that. Now, hold on. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I don't want to start your whole reading over, though. It's like weird. Anyway, maybe that's for you guys that like almost hard to talk, hard to breathe. It's happened in a couple different readings where, and I'm not sick, where I was like, my throat almost felt like it was constricting, like I could not get the words out and I couldn't get enough air in to tell you what I wanted to tell you. Okay, so whatever this is weighing super heavy on you. This, whatever it is that you want to do, and it also is not moving real fast. And we have the Knight of Pentacles here, the slowest moving energy in the deck. You know, and you're just like, come on. You know, you've had, I think this idea is something you've had for a long time, but you haven't chosen to take a lot of action on it. But now you want to, but you're having a really hard time getting started. Like, you're like, oh, it's not happening fast enough. But what you do need to remember is this is not a race. You know, you have the old, you know, story of the tortoise and the hare. How fast did things happen? And, you know, they finish at the same time. Or does the tortoise even win? I don't remember. But, you know, you don't need to get there first and fastest. And with some things in business, I do know you want to be, you know, you kind of want to be first. I get all of that. But there's a point where you're just going to have to kind of plod along. And that may be good for you anyways, Virgo, because, you know, you are an earth sign. Change is not always the easiest thing. And you don't have to make a snap decision and go charging in a different direction. It's really not who you are. And it's really not something that makes you comfortable at all. Now, let's go on to the next thing. We have the Page of Cups. So this says you're going to progress a little bit from this Seven of Cups, this confusion, and you will be able to sort out the messages that are coming in. But, you know, cups are emotional, and it's a little, there's something, maybe you're leaving something behind, and it's a little emotionally difficult for you. Maybe in this change you're making, you're not doing the same things you were doing before, and even though you don't want to do those things anymore, it's a little bit hard. That's okay. We have the Knight of Cups here. And the Knight of Cups is a faster moving energy, but it's emotional energy. So you may feel kind of a rush of emotion where you didn't see it coming. You didn't see this emotion coming, and it made you feel a really weird way. And you guys don't really love to deal with a lot of emotion things. You know, when you get the Cancer, you know, kind of thing, you know, the full moon in Cancer, that's a lot of swirly emotion stuff. And it could be that a lot of emotional things for you kind of come to a head over this full moon. And I think it's going to make you feel a little, here you have the Ten of Wands. This is a big burden. It's a big burden. Now, the good news here is that you're seeing the burden for what it is. You're seeing this is a burden. I don't enjoy this. I don't want this. I don't like this. This is heavy, and it hurts my shoulders, and it makes me sad, and I can't move very fast with this on, and I don't want this anymore. But it may take this rush of emotion, because I think you get this little bit of emotion here, and like, hey, hello. You know, you've been able to sort out that Seven of Cups static, but you get this little bit of emotion, and you're kind of like, yep, don't want to deal with you. No, not interested. So because you don't want to deal with that little bit of emotion, the Knight of Cups comes rushing in, like, and it sort of blindsides you, sort of smacks you right in the side of the head. You're like, you can't miss it. And that creates a burden in your life. This makes you feel some kind of way. And you're going to have to sort that out to move forward. And we did have two more cards come out where I only wanted one, but that's all right. You have the Five of Swords, which puts you in a very defensive position. You can see he's got his back to her to kind of shield her, and then he's got the swords like, you know, don't come at me. It can also be a lot of negative thinking or negative talk about you. And, you know, so now you're burdened. You have this negative thinking and negative emotions coming toward you, negative thoughts, and people saying negative stuff. We just want to tell them to shut up. You kind of have that coming at you. The way that you're going to be able to deal with this, because you are a practical earth sign, and you deal in, this is what's black and white, and this is what I understand. The way for you to deal with this is the Four of Swords. This is taking some time away, taking a little bit of time away, like just back yourself right up, okay? Take that time away and evaluate, assess. You don't really do all this flood of emotion thing real well, and you never said you did, okay? But it's something you're uncomfortable with and you don't like it, but you need to unburden yourself. You need to unburden yourself. So it is time, when you take this time away, it will give you the clarity that's going to help you know how to move forward from all of this, because there's a lot going on in this full moon for you guys. And it may shake you up a little bit, but I believe you will come out of this. Right here, look at, this person's not dead. They're like meditating, resting, napping, sleeping. They're not dead. They're just sort of laying there in a state of like, Om. So you taking that time away is going to help you put things in perspective. That's the word I was looking for. It's going to help you put things in perspective. You will be able to unburden yourself. You'll sort out all this emotional stuff, and you'll be able to move forward. So can't wait to hear how you guys do.